guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome in the all new Skoda Superb. Now if you're looking for a big family estate car, you probably got two cars really high up your list. First of all, the Passat from Volkswagen, and second of all, also probably this car, the Superb from Skoda. Now, both brands are introducing a completely new generation of the Passat and this Skoda Superb, and both cars are technically completely identical. However, one of the cars is cheaper than the other, and you can guess which one that is. Today we're driving the Skoda Superb, and in this video I'm gonna tell you everything you need to know about this brand new estate from Skoda. So this is it, the brand new Skoda Superb. It actually still looks pretty much like the outgoing model of the Superb, if I'm honest. This is the 4th generation and it still kind of looks like the 3rd generation. I think the only parts that look a little bit different compared to the outgoing model are the grille and the headlights, although the entire design is officially completely new. But especially the grille looks a little bit more in your face, and you can also say the same from the headlights. Now LED headlights are standard, but you can also get matrix LED lights. The car I'm driving right now has the matrix LED lights. You can also get a couple of new wheels from 16 up to 19 inch, and the car I'm driving right now has the 19-inch wheels. What is also new, and you won't believe this, is the ice scraper. Obviously we're gonna talk about the ice scraper in a Skoda video. Now just like in any other Skoda model, the ice scraper is conveniently hidden in the port door for the gasoline tank. And usually the ice scraper is green and translucent, but now the ice scraper is a little bit more durable and made from recycled plastic, and now it has a gray color. But more important, it is more durable. Then let's have a quick look at the back-end design. The car still looks very sober, very business-like. Obviously this is a very business-like kind of car. What is new is how Skoda is spelled on the back of the car. It is spelled out in full, and the S is spelled like in the Czech way, with like a little roof on the S. But what is more important is the cargo space on this car, because that's a reason you want to buy this combi version. Obviously a hatchback version will also be introduced, or more like a sedan, but officially it's a hatchback. But today I'm driving the combi version, which is the version that will be introduced first. Now the new Superb will fit more storage space than ever. You can now fit up to 690 liters, almost 700 liters of storage, which I think is pretty incredible and would be a reason for me to buy a car like this, because there are not a lot of cars that offer space like this. Because if you would compare this car to the biggest electric SUV from Skoda, the Enyaq, that car can only fit up to 585 liters. So almost 100 liters less compared to this station wagon. So if you're really looking for a lot of storage space, buy an estate car and not an SUV. Now obviously you can also fold down the backseat area, and then you almost have 2000 liters of storage space, or actually 1920 liters, so also a whole lot of space. And there are a couple of levers in the back that you can use to fold down the back seats. Talking about the backseat area, in the armrest you get a tablet holder now that is completely new, which is very useful if you got kids in the back. And you now can also get these headrests that fold out, so then you can lay your head to the left or the right side, and then you can sleep a little bit better if you only had a conventional headrest. And if you want to get these handy headrests, you have to get the sleep pack in the Superb. You can also get a couple of pockets on the backrest of the seats, where you can leave your phone, for example. Here up front, the interior is completely new. The interior looks a little bit newer than the exterior design of the car. You get a new 13-inch infotainment system. This screen is familiar. You also get this screen in the Volkswagen ID.7, and you will also get it in the new Kodiaq. I'm driving the new Kodiaq in a couple of weeks, so if you want to see the video on the new Kodiaq, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Now I have to say, I really like this infotainment system. It works a lot better and a lot faster than the other infotainment systems in the Volkswagen group, so really no complaints here. And I do really like the fact that you also get a couple of physical buttons in this car, and you don't get that in the Volkswagen Passat, which is basically completely the same car as this, except from the interior and the exterior design, obviously. Now in this car you get 3 round dials here in the center console, and they have multiple functions. If you press them, you can see the button gets a new function, for example the air vent speeds, or the heated seats, or even the drive modes. And if you press the center button, you can see on the big screen which new function you can give the button. And you can give it up like 4 different functions. And I really like this solution, and I think actually all car makers should have buttons like these. Physical buttons that are easy to use, easy to find, while driving. But what I don't really like on these buttons is the fit and finish. They do feel really finicky, really plasticky. I'm not sure why they feel this cheap. Now in front of you, for the first time ever, you can get a head-up display in a Skoda. And you also get a completely digital gauge cluster in front of you in this Superb. It's a really nice screen to look at, but I don't really like how it is finished, because the screen is rectangular and on top of it you get this round dome that doesn't really fit the design of the screen. And you also get a lot of storage space here in the interior. Under the armrest you get what Skoda likes to call the Jumbo box. There's like a cubby hole that fits up to 6 liters of storage, which is really massive. And you get a couple of cup holders here in the center console and a little place where you can charge your phone, and there are also 2 USB ports here up front as well. And in the back you get also 2 USB ports for the passengers in the back. Then let's talk motor options. There are 3 petrol engines, there's 2 diesel engines, and there's a mild hybrid, and there's a plug-in hybrid powertrain. I'm driving the mild hybrid version. This car has a 1.5 4-cylinder TSI petrol engine and a little electric motor, like a starter generator that you get in basically all mild hybrid cars. And the total system output of this powertrain is 150 horsepower. It is just about enough for a pretty big car like this. It is enough to do the daily business, but the car feels kind of slow with only 150 horsepower. But on the highway it is more than sufficient, and the highway is probably the place where this car will spend most of its days. The car is very comfortable doing highway speeds for hours and hours on end. You can also get a DCC Plus adaptive suspension on this car, making the car even more comfortable. The car I'm driving right now has the adaptive suspension, and you can really feel the difference between the sport mode, for example, and the comfort mode. But I do have to say, even in the sport mode, the car still doesn't feel sporty. Not just because this car lacks a little bit of power, but also because the car is just too big, too heavy, and not just made for sporty driving. But for comfort, this car is very good. I also drove the plug-in hybrid version, which is also a pretty interesting version, because now the plug-in hybrid version is able to do up to 100 kilometers of pure electric range, because the car has a bigger battery. It now has 26 kilowatt hours of battery capacity. And you can even fast charge the plug-in hybrids up to 50 kilowatts, which is actually pretty good for a plug-in hybrids. Like 5 or 10 years ago, regular electric cars could only fast charge up to 50 kilowatts, and now a plug-in hybrid can do that. The plug-in hybrid also uses the 1.5 4-cylinder petrol engine, but also a more powerful, proper electric motor, and giving the plug-in hybrid a total power output of 204 horsepower. And that car feels way more zippy, way faster than this 1.5 mild hybrid version. And it also feels probably a little bit more powerful than most petrol engines and diesel engines. You can get up to 265 horsepower pure on petrol, but I haven't driven that car. But I'm pretty sure the plug-in hybrid powertrain will feel a little bit more powerful, because you get the instant torque from the electric motor in the plug-in hybrid powertrain, making the car pretty fast off the line from 0 to 50 kilometers an hour. Now pricing obviously differs per country, but in most countries this car will be a little bit cheaper than the Passat, and in some countries a whole lot more cheaper. And to be honest, I think the Superb is a better deal than the Passat, because both cars are technically identical, and actually Skoda had the lead on the development of the cars. So the Skoda Superb isn't a rebadged Passat, it's actually the other way around, a little bit like that. So, and I think the fit and finish here in the interior is very good. I actually prefer the fit and finish and the design of the interior of the Skoda above the Passat. But obviously taste differs, and I can imagine some people prefer the Volkswagen. So that's it for this video. If you liked it, give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and then I'll see you in the next video.